This is Marcus Mame Adventures. As always, I'm Scott, and today we starting on a project you may have seen around the background. Didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it whenever I got it, but I think I got a path. Now we're going to share it to you. It's a 1987 Dodge Dakota 87 Dodge Dakota V6 short bed, standard cab, automatic, four-wheel drive. Wasn't when I originally got the truck, I was planning on doing like a trade-up series, you know, because I was able to get it for a pretty interesting trade. I used the tire, what was it? So when I took the tires off of the Power Wagon, the 37s, I had them mounted on a set of 17-inch D windows that I got for pretty cheap. I think I paid $200 for those D windows. Mounting and balance, all that stuff, I'd say. And then whenever you subtract the cost of what it would have cost me to dispose of those tires, because they had a decent amount of tread left on them, but I mean they were off-road only, I would say, and that's what how I referenced it to the kid that traded me. But anyways, so all in, I'd say about $250 is what those tires owed me, the tires and rims owed me. And so it was these tires, $250 what they owed me, and I got a driving, actually low mile little Dakota. So it's only got 152,000 miles on it. That is a 6-digit odometer, so 152,675, which is really not that many miles at all. It doesn't run great. Let me get the pops. Let's get through all that. I kind of had to go through some hurdles to get the title. So when I bought it, it was at night. Of course, like most things are, end of the day. And then got traded the tires for this, loaded up on the trailer. It ran, fired up, all that good stuff. I saw that the freaking smog pump was seized, so didn't think anything of it. Air compressor pump still works, or not works, but still spins, so it's not seized. But anyways, I didn't really think much of it. I was told it was an 89. That's what the guy said. Got the title. I rarely sign the titles. Just kind of made sure that it was what's it called? It was a Wyoming truck, so I made sure that it was notarized, and just kind of looked at the back, and went on my day. Got home and really looked at it, and it had been scribbled out. I didn't look at the back of the title, wasn't even thinking, but it had been scribbled out. I don't know what the kid was thinking or what was going on. His story was that it was his brother's project, and that he gave to him whenever he went to college. Luckily, the name I was able to track down, I mean, really quickly too. It was really easy. I was able to track through Facebook, track down the guy, the previous titled owner. A really great guy, out of what's it, Lindo? I think, yeah, Lindo, Wyoming. He was a volunteer firefighter, or he was a firefighter. So he was on duty at the time that I called him. Took a couple weeks to get it, but he's able to get me a title signed, and I'll be getting this thing a temporary today. Being an 87, I'm going to have to get it registered at least one time before I can get collector's plates on it. So anyways, yeah, that's what happened. It was the reason I haven't talked about it yet was I was originally planning on doing like a trade-up series. You know, I had $250 in tires, traded tires for this. It's going to fix it up what I needed it to, and then trade it up. But I think it's perfect. Like, it is a really, I mean, so the guy got that the last owner of it said that he actually rebuilt the motor and transmission. It's missing a lot of crap though, so I don't know how much of that is legit, how much it was done by the guy the brother of the kid that I bought it from, but it has a lot of stuff. After I started looking at it, so I was under the impression when I bought it that it was an 89. It turned out to be an 87. So the big difference there is an 89 would have been TBI, and this is an electronically controlled carburetor. This is the biggest pain in the ass. It's a 1 year only thing. All the emission stuff is 1 year only. So it's, even though it runs, it does have cats, it does have everything it needs, but as far as like to run, but these things are a pain in the ass. They've got this freaking injection system, air injection system for the cats. I don't know if I let it idle for a little bit, but it'll warm up and then clean up. But I can't just put a different carburetor on there because it has an actual, like a ECU that controls the fuel and the controls the carburetor anyways. So it's a huge pain in the ass, and it's a low power motor. It's 125 horsepower on this one. Even the TBI ones were much more, but I think they're a little more simple. But it's missing all the emissions controlled crap. So that the motor is good, but it's not going to work for me. The kid said that the transmission didn't seem right, so I think the trans will probably be fine. It's probably something to do with the motor, like with it not being tuned properly, or not having the proper emissions stuff on it. And I found out the brakes don't work for a crap, so I have to go through all that. But to eliminate some of the issues, I just notice here, this could be one of the problems. This O2 sensor, I think, right here in the freaking manifold, which is weird. I thought it was ripped, but it is not looking great. I have to look into that too. I wonder if the other side has one. No, it doesn't have one, but yeah, all the air pump stuff is missing. But otherwise the truck's like really clean. It's got mostly straight, just little dings and dents here and there. Interiors, I mean, the seat is really nice condition. I honestly don't know if it shifts into a 4-wheel drive. I haven't messed around with any of that yet. It's a manual everything, which I love. Might need new door cards. Dash is bad, but it's got a nice pad. Should be able to find a new one though. It's got a new headliner, or maybe it's the old headliner, I don't know. All the stuff is in there for the headliner. I picked up a set of 33s for cheap, just because I don't like having oddball tires. It just drives me nuts. And it's got 3 matching tires and 1 oddball, and it's missing the spare. So I was kind of just found a set of tires and the 4x, then this is the 5x4, yeah, 5x4.5. So it'll bolt up to these. The tires are junk, but I can find 33s pretty cheap. I'm probably screwed up by getting these rims, because I want to put a 31 on it, or a 30, because those will fit stock. I don't think that the 12.5s, or even these freaking thick 10-inch rims are gonna fit on here. I don't know, I might just have to find me a full set. I've been looking to find another one of these, because it's not a bad tire and it would work for now. And it's fairly new, but I can't find just one. I can't find any of them. But I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. I'm probably gonna fit up these, get these 2 that are holding air, throw them on one side, just see what it looks like. But to resolve the problem, I kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I picked up this 92, I sold a 92, same wheelbase, everything, Dakota, but it's 2-wheel drive, which might turn into a freaking problem. I don't know yet, because I don't know how the ECU works. This is electronically controlled transmission, I believe. And sorry, I'm just looking at freaking shifter rod. Things are bent a little bit. But anyways, this is a Magnum motor, so it is, I think, the first year of the multi-point fuel injection. Motor turns, he had it covered up. So my goal for today is I want to get this pulled out, and that's it. I'm just going to get pulled out, put on a stand, because it's going to need a rear main seal, and then I don't know what else, honestly. I'm thinking so I'm going to have it pulled out anyways. It's going to obviously need new serpentine belt, and the radiator from that one should be fine, because this one's new, he said, but he put a hole in it. So I'm just going to take and pull it apart. I'm half tempted to just pull the whole motor apart and because it's got see, my truck's not over here. He gave me the center or the gauge cluster too. I think it says it has 212,000 miles on the motor. It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't see, you can see all this crap back here. These motors are decent, and he's a third owner of it, from what he said. But yeah, so I'm going to pull this motor and transmission out of here, the tank as well, because it's got a new fuel pump in it, from what he said. So I'll be able to use this tank. Should bolt right up to the Dakota, to my Dakota, and I'll be able to use that fuel pump, pull pretty much the whole fuel system. I'll just pull it off and reuse whatever I can. Pull the exhaust out of it, because this is looks like a 3-inch exhaust that's been put on, and has O2 sensors, and the freaking that thing, the cat. He said that's a new cat. New fuel pump, new cat. We'll find out. The rest of it, though, I'm probably not going to use the transmission. From a little bit of reading I've done, this is a 3-speed motor up here. Then from here back, this is an overdrive with a tail housing on it. I'll figure out, get some numbers and everything. I don't think I can use the main body here, the 3-speed part, and just bolt on the tail housing from the freaking from the 4-wheel drive and still have a 3-speed. I don't know. I'm gonna pull everything and look at it and go from there. But unfortunately, before I can even get to this, I gotta do this. I gotta disassemble this whole freaking chunk, and so before I start working on that, I'm gonna have to pull apart this. I don't know how much I'm saving. This is gonna be for a disc brake conversion for the Travelall or for this truck. I don't know which one. I still haven't decided yet. I'm gonna just sell that one as it is, and then put this on that, because I don't think I'm going to one or larger axles or what. But anyways, I got to take, and just for ease of use, I guess, most of this is going to the scrap. I don't think I'll try and sell what's here if anybody wants any of it. I'll sell it for freaking dirt cheap. Don't need it. Just taking pretty much the knuckles off. That's what I'm going to be doing today first, before I even can start working on pulling the motor out. But and the one other thing, I said 2 birds with 1 stone. The other bird is this chassis is 112 inches. The wheelbase on this chassis is 112 inches. That one is 115 inches. Regardless, it's only a couple inches different, and doesn't look like it would be all that difficult to take and unbolt this here, or undo all this and slide everything back however far I need to in order to line it up with that one. And the even better part is these things are hard to do chassis swaps on for heavy duty trucks because they're narrow. It's only 70, I'd say 71 inches to the outside of the from the track width, I guess, outside to outside. And that's exactly what this is. If I need to, I can make up some distance with spacers. And being two-wheel drive, like honestly, I don't like the 6-on-6 lug pattern. I don't know why. I just don't even like how it looks. So if I need to use spacers, I'll actually do adapters and go to either a 5-on-4.5 or 5-on-5. That's what IH has always ran anyways, was those two different 5 lug patterns. And on the back, because I don't know what this one is, being a V6, it's probably what, the 8 1/4. I don't know. I think these are 8 1/4. And I'd rather run and there's no like aftermarket or anything support for it. And honestly, since it's got drums in the back, I'd rather throw a Ford 8.8 back here off an Explorer. I'm pretty certain they're the same width. And there again, I'll just do whatever I need to do with spacers and adapters to get the track width I want. Because the rims, I don't like, I think on this would look good with a more flush rim instead of a dish. But yeah, I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's the other thing I'm going to do, is I'll be saving this chassis because it's fully boxed, clear back here, full boxed frame. And then even from here back, it's got to here, it's almost full. I mean, it's got a it's rolled, so it's really strong. And I can box the rest of this, and it should be more than strong. And if I really get a bug up my ass and want to freaking actually make this 3/4 ton, I should be able to find like I know there's some dualies and some vans, can't remember which ones they are pretty narrow, and I can get a heavier duty rear end. I think even go with like some Ford vans have pretty narrow 9-inch rear ends, which would be nice too. But I think for just what I'm doing for now, this would be perfect. Just have to cut all the brackets off, and I know I'm going to have to cut the floor out to fit and then jump up. I don't think, because I mean, I want to do some measuring and all that stuff, but I'm not yet anyways. We're not going to slam it. I don't know if I can even get on bags, so I can get the front end of this to freaking go that low anyways. Delay frame, might have to Z it or something. I don't know, that's a long ways down the road. First step would just be getting everything out of this, getting the frame cleaned up, getting the motor swapped over. Everything, and this has got a racket pinion front end, so I just have to be able to adapt a power steering pump or adapt this power steering pump or whatever. Anyways, power steering pump to the motor, because I'm not running a Chrysler motor. We're going to keep the 264 out of the Metro, and we're going to eventually put a Keystone turbo kit on it to get, and a Sniper or something like that, to get dependability and power out of it. Yeah, for right now, that'd be it. Just clean everything up, get it bare, and then get it underneath the truck, or get the motor. Because what I want to do whenever I get to that point is have these chassis side by side and just be able to swap, like have that one over there, pick up the motor and transmission and drop it over onto this one, right? And then just mark it so I can have the motor in the right spot. As long as the front tire and line up the tire and the motor together in the same spot, then everything else should be fine in there. Because I should be able to drop the motor a lot lower in this chassis than I was in the other one, in that one anyways. So I won't have to worry about doghouse clearance. I'm not going to have to worry about any of that type of stuff. But all right, well, I guess before I get to working on this stuff, I gotta give you guys a fire up on this. That's all we're gonna get, because I don't like driving it. It's dangerous right now. There we go. Ooh, she blows some smoke. definitely needs some work. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put this on time lapse and start busting everything apart. All right, as you can tell, it's dark now. I had to go, and so I was trying to get it knocked off with just a, sorry, I just found something on my, what the hell that is. But a button. Weird. Anyways, it's trying to knock the spindle nut off with just a pry bar and a hammer. Had pretty good luck with that in the past. This one wasn't going, so I went and got a actual spindle nut for it, or a spindle nut socket, the right size. So for these Fords, that is a 2 3/8 4-post spindle nut. So now throw the impact on it, try to get off. Hopefully, for my goal for tonight is to get both hubs off and brakes and all that crap, and then see if I can't get the knuckles off as well. That might have to wait till tomorrow. I'm only going to work until the wife gets home from school. So that's about another hour, maybe 2 hours at the most, and see what we do. This is pretty basic stuff. I'm not going to explain everything to you. If you want to know about it, find someone smarter on the internet, because they'll be able to explain it better. Quite a few freaking knowledgeable people out there. I didn't get the time to narrate all that stuff, so I'm going to do a time lapse, and if I come across anything that I think you might want to know, so be it. I'll stop then. All right. Well, that was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Learned some stuff. Yeah. So TTB is a different animal than I'm used to, but I learned some things. And before, at one point, I was just going to cut it, and I thought better of it. But I got to where they're taking the control arms off and radius arms, whatever you want to call them, and I could probably get what would be the passenger side, the non-diff side, but I don't know. I got the bottom one on it off, and I maybe if I cut down the spring nut, the spring retaining bolt part of it, I could get the top one off. Same thing on the other side, but on the driver's side, both those seem to be freaking jammed in. They're good. I sprayed some more freaking penetrating oil on them. Let them sit. See what happens tomorrow. Charge up my freaking battery. Maybe I can get them busted loose and give them another go. But I think for most part, I just leave it as it is. I don't need to take them apart. Just trying to see if I could do it, just so to learn. I know it needs to be done. I know how they go together now, because I'm going to have to be working on TTB when I start building up the F250, that utility truck that I just bought. But I think this is going to be, I was planning on doing one video for both this and the engine removal and all that shit with the freaking the Dakota chassis. I think it's going to be one video in itself, because I think this went pretty long. May not seem like I took a lot. I went through a bunch of batteries. I did a bunch. I think I went through 4 batteries on this thing. Some of my batteries are garbage, so it doesn't really matter too much. But well, I'm tired. I kind of kicked my ass today. But we'll get this. So I think, yeah, this is gonna be the video for today. I'll cut this one, get it freaking edited, and get it put out, and see if I can't make another one tomorrow, so I can have a little more freaking content. But yeah, I guess all it kind of depends on how long this video is. Anyways, I'm tired, but this is Marcus Mayhem Adventures. I'm Scott. If this is the first time that you turned in and you've made it all the way to this part, I really appreciate it. And for the returning viewers, really appreciate you guys. If you liked what you saw, please like, follow, subscribe, and share. Really like to get this out here so I can start doing more work on these things. I still have a bunch of projects. That yellow one there, that freaking Metro, is coming up here pretty quick, I think. I was hoping to get to the my grandpa's truck, but having that chassis out there kind of is calling to me, and I already have the motor all pulled, so I might be able to just go ahead and slap it in and then swap chassis. It's really tempting. We'll see. But yeah, please help this channel grow. I'd like to be able to get to a point where I can actually start making money off this stuff, so I can actually afford to do more with all these things. Well, until next time, you have a good one.